Well, that was a good start to the morning. I have to say, I feel better this morning. I was not feeling well all yesterday, but today, I feel pretty good. Partially due to the fact that Mary Jane and I were both in bed and ready to go to sleep by 10 till 9 last night. So, extra sleep always helps. You wouldn't guess that from two 26-year-old young adults, but that's how it worked. So, but this morning, I hit the snooze twice again, didn't get up until 6:50. It's now 7:15, and I am on my way. It got rainy yesterday for a while, and then chilly last night, so all my windows are wet and fogging up because obviously the inside of the car was warm, then it got cold, and then I got in, and then the cold in the warm car, and now all the windows are fogging up. So that's fun. But as I was backing out of the driveway, I hit a paver. Our driveway is weird because the garage was put in after the house, and due to the way that it sits on the property, it had to be kind of tucked just a little bit behind the house, and so the steps that go into our side door from the driveway interfered with the driveway being 2 car widths in length the whole way. So it's 2 car widths at the front, and then it narrows, and then it's 2 car widths at the back going into the garage. But you can't park 2 cars, one behind the other, and get out of the driveway. It can't be done because there's not enough room. So I got home first yesterday, and Mary Jane parked behind me, and the reason we're not parking in the garage right now is because we're getting set up for a garage sale, so there's stuff in there. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be an issue. So I had to have her come out and help me move the cars around. She backed hers out of the way so I could get out, and then she moves her back in. But next to the 1-car area, we have some extra pavers that we have not yet used in our landscaping. They're stacked nicely. They look like they're where they're supposed to be, but you can't see them out of your mirror because they're too low to the ground. And then my mother-in-law's car is also to the right side, so I'm really trying to kind of funnel my car to where it needs to be. And I hit one of the pavers. I think it was just with my tire, not with the actual body of the car. But it's just annoying. I hate that they're there. I hate that I can't find a good place for them. It's frustrating. I don't want this to affect the rest of my day. And I know I was just talking about gratitude yesterday. The fact that I had this poor experience. Oh, woe is me. I got out of a nice comfy bed and was able to pack myself food for lunch and got into a car, and I realized there's a stack upon stack of good things that I was able to do this morning that you wouldn't typically recognize. So, I apologize for being grouchy, and I don't want this to affect the rest of my day. I was going to talk about something in particular. Oh, yeah. My phone. I found out one more thing that I don't like about it. The vibrating style. I think I'll just have to get used to it, but the way that it vibrates when a call is coming in, or when you touch the home button, or even when the alarm is going off, and there's many different styles to choose from, and I can't find one that I like. So that's a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. The phone is still a great phone. I'm glad that I have it. It functions well. Everything it's supposed to do, it does. It's just these little things, like the speaker placement and the vibrating style, like, Come on. Oh well. I'll deal. What to do. I forgot to grab my breakfast again this morning because I was running later than I would have liked. Our girl is getting really, really smart. And I know that it's just what kids do. They learn new things. But she's 1.5. She's not even 1.5. She'll be 1.5 next month. And So she's 17 months right now. And she knows a lot of her animal sounds and a few colors. She knows how to say certain things that she wants. Every day after school, we go to the mailbox, and she says mailbox. She can say she wants to go outside. Book, Elmo, all that good stuff. She's learning, and I'm very proud of her. She's doing quite well. And obviously, we don't have another kid to compare her to, and I've never raised a kid before. And so I don't know if this is just something that kids do, or if my daughter is a genius. I mean, look at what she came from. I'm kidding. But I am very proud of her. She's getting big. She's getting smart. She's learning how to play in different ways. Yesterday, she brought me a blanket, and she wanted me to put it over the top of her little playhouse to make a fort, which we've been building forts pretty regularly lately, of varying sizes and intensity. Blanket and pillow forts. And, but she recognizes that, oh, if I put this blanket over this, it will make it into one of those tents that are fun. And so she's just, it's cool to see her encountering the same situations, but approaching them in a different way. So I guess that's our topic. Look at that. Look what we came upon on accident. Encountering the same situations and approaching them in a different way. What does that mean? Well, here's an example. This morning, I've hit the pavers before on the way out of the driveway. And it's both upset me and not upset me. Because, like this morning, I did it because I wasn't paying attention and I was in a hurry. And so my mood was already that of, I've got to get where I'm going. I've got to get, move. This is just slowing me down. It's inconvenient, blah, blah, blah. But there's also been times where it's just like, oh, come on, Ben. You know better, that you knew they were there. It didn't do any damage to anybody or anything. So, just move on. Move on. So there's one example. Traffic. I talk about traffic a lot on this channel. Do I ever refer to it as that? On this channel. But we all encounter traffic of, again, varying intensity. Sometimes it's a backup that's 2.5 miles long. Sometimes you're just going a little slower than you want to be going because of somebody not passing correctly. But we encounter that almost daily, some of us more than others. And the idea behind it is that you're still getting where you're going. So approach that situation in a different way. Either on the big scale of completely taking a different route, when you know, like, okay, every Tuesday there's more traffic than there is any other day. So on Tuesdays I'm going to get up a little sooner and go a different way that might take a little bit longer. Although if you're willing to go the way that takes a little bit longer, you may as well stay in the traffic anyway. I don't know why I'm so yawny. I got good sleep last night. So just, I guess within it, I'm having a hard time coming up with examples, and I don't want there to be dead screen time. So when you encounter a situation that you've come across before, be aware of the fact that you've either made mistakes or of what worked in the past, and approach it accordingly. That's all there is to it. Just because something that's happened before is happening again doesn't mean that we can't do something differently about it. I watched a video yesterday of college kids. This was the title: College Kids Reacting to Anti-Terrorism Video Spot or TV Spot. And there was these millennials, 20, 22-year-olds, that were watching a black and white video of a guy up on a soapbox. It was like an after-school kind of special thing, where this guy was up on a soapbox preaching about how we need to get anybody that's not quote, American, meaning white, born American, out of the country. So we need to send them home. They're taking our jobs, blah, 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 blah. This is from like the 1940s. And then there's these two guys viewing it, and they're both, or one of them is for what the guy is saying, and the other one is against, because he came from Germany or Hungary or one of the two. But neither of them is really making their position known. But the guy that's from America is fine with everything that's being said until the guy on the soapbox mentions Freemasons. He includes them in the group of people that need to be booted out of the country. And the guy's like, oh wait, I'm a Mason. And the guy from Hungary next to him says in his very obvious European accent, oh, you agreed with everything he was saying until he started talking about you. And then they go into the little, the NBC, the more you know. It's not really what they do, but it's kind of the style of, do you see the problem now is agreeing with somebody without really basing it on anything. And that was the point of the video, was just because somebody is in a position of power or authority doesn't mean that you have to agree with them if it disputes what you believe. That was the purpose. It was not, yes, the guy talked about how he was from Hungary and he was an immigrant, but he has his documentation that proves he's an American citizen, and just like, over 80% of the country at that time. And that was just a bogus statistic, but it's probably pretty close. But these college kids are so stuck on, oh man, this guy talking sounds like he could be giving a Trump speech. Or, wow, it's so fantastic or ironic that this was 70 years ago and it still could be applied today. And they're just so in awe and shock of the fact that this is still a problem. But all they want to do is talk about it. They don't want to do anything. They just want to talk about and sound. That's what I'm seeing from a lot of these. And remind you, I'm basically one of them. I'm 26 years old. These college kids, I'm removed from these college kids from 5 to 7 years is all. That's the only gap between us. So I'm essentially in that same peer group. But my views on the world are drastically different. And I complain about millennials all the time. To just about anybody that will listen. Because they encounter these situations that people have experienced for years, and they think that their ideas are so much better than anything else that's ever been tried. So on one hand, yeah, they're encountering the same situation and approaching it differently, just like I said, but their methods aren't working either, but they just want to keep trying. And all they want to do is talk. There's no action. And when there is action, it comes in the form of a protest or a rally. I don't see any results from those things. I don't. So what do we do? How do we fix it? I don't know. I'm not in a position where I'm prepared to make a plan and rally the troops and go and fight for something right now. But I can see that the way things are being done is not working. It's not working. And so how do we make it better? We try something different. Just because, we've seen the old adage, history is doomed to repeat itself. Well, obviously, if you saw that 1940s video and you can relate it to something that's happening today and something that happened in the 1840s and the 1740s, you can go back and back and back, and these same type of situations keep popping up. So why do we keep trying to fix them the same way? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it's never going to. So when we encounter these situations that we've come across before, don't try to fix it. Don't try to approach it in the same way that's been done in the past. It's never going to help. Like I said, I don't have a plan of action, of how to fix it, but somebody does. And they're the voice that is probably the quietest. Plain and simple. I'll see you this afternoon.